It all began with a cry for change. In 2011, when the streets of Syria echoed with the first chants of protest, few could have foreseen the storm that was about to engulf the nation. What started as part of the Arab Spring, a movement of hope, quickly spiraled into a devastating civil war, tearing the country apart. The clash between the government and opposition groups grew fiercer by the day, drawing in external powers. The rise of ISIS turned the conflict into a global crisis, while Russian intervention tipped the scales in favor of Assad's regime. Millions were displaced, forced to flee their homes, as Syria became a tragic symbol of human suffering. But yesterday, history took a dramatic turn. On December 8, 2024, Syrian opposition forces captured Damascus, toppling Assad's government. The man who once ruled with an iron fist was left with no choice but to resign and flee the country under the cover of night. This moment marks the end of an era, yet the road ahead for Syria remains clouded in uncertainty. The challenges of rebuilding are monumental: economic recovery, political reconciliation, and healing a fractured society. Syria stands at a crossroads, its future unwritten, its fate uncertain. Yet one thing is clear: this day will forever be etched in the annals of history. Welcome to Black Bloc Hong Kongers, your go-to channel for in-depth discussions on international politics and global crises. Stay tuned as we uncover the truths behind the headlines. Like, share, and subscribe to join our community of critical thinkers. On December 8, 2024, the Syrian opposition announced the takeover of the capital, Damascus, overthrowing President Bashar al-Assad's regime. The Russian Ministry of Foreign Affairs later confirmed that, after negotiations with various participants in the conflict, Assad decided to step down and has left Syria. Although Assad had expressed his desire for a peaceful transfer of power, his whereabouts remain unknown. This sudden turn of events marks a new chapter in the Syrian Civil War, drawing the world's attention to the future fate of this war-torn nation. In the spring of 2011, Syrians lived under an oppressive but calm daily routine. As neighboring countries erupted in waves of protests, the flames of the Arab Spring quietly reached this land. Voices began to rise in the streets, initially from gatherings of young people shouting slogans for a hope and change. What they sought was freedom, fairness, and a future free from corruption and fear. However, the Syrian government gave them no time to speak. After several crackdowns, bullets replaced dialogue, the streets turned blood red, and peaceful protests gradually gave way to anger and conflict. As the protests spread, opposition groups gradually formed, and in 2012, established the Syrian National Council in hopes of using international support to overthrow the current regime. However, the Assad government quickly responded with military force. Tanks rolled through city streets, missiles destroyed residential areas, and the rising death toll led more people to take up arms. In just 2 years, this political struggle had evolved into a nationwide war. At the same time, the shadow of extremist groups quietly approached. In 2014, ISIS swept across Syria and Iraq, establishing the so-called caliphate, igniting even greater fear amid the conflict. The world's attention turned to the region as the US-led coalition began bombing ISIS strongholds, while Russia strongly backed Assad, sending signals of death and threats to the opposition. In our previous video, Syria's agony, ceasefire shattered amid human suffering, we delved into the intricate dynamics of global powers involved in the Syrian conflict. Specifically, we explored the crucial roles played by Russia, Iran, and Turkey. How do these nations' interests and strategies shape the trajectory of the crisis, and what are the profound implications of their involvement on regional stability and the ongoing humanitarian tragedy? If you're interested in understanding the international backdrop and the political maneuvers behind this devastating conflict, don't miss our in-depth analysis in this video. As time passed, Syria's skies were filled with foreign warplanes, and its ground became populated by troops and armed groups from different nations. With Russia's help, Assad gradually regained territory, successfully reclaiming the symbolic city of Aleppo. However, the northern regions remained unstable, with Turkey clashing with Kurdish forces, seeking to secure its border. In this bloody struggle, the voices of the Syrian people grew fainter. Millions were forced to flee their homes, becoming refugees. Those who remained in the country struggled to survive amidst the rubble. By 2023, a brief period of calm was shattered by a new offensive. The Al-Sham Liberation Organization vividly grew in strength, capturing several strategic areas and posing a significant threat to the Assad regime. However, no one could predict what would happen at the end of 2024. In Damascus, an unprecedented scene unfolded. The opposition forces seized the capital, and President Assad hastily fled the country, his whereabouts unknown. This day marked the end of the Assad family's 54-year rule. Syria's skies remained dark, but a new dawn seemed to be on the horizon. Today, Syrians stand at a crossroads in history. Their country is in ruins, but the new leaders have vowed to rebuild. It is a path filled with challenges: how to restore the economy, how to release political prisoners and promote national reconciliation. Will the remaining extremist forces once again threaten security? The international community has also begun to act, with Russia and Iran seeking to redefine their relationship with the new government, while the US and the EU have promised aid to promote peaceful transition. The UN envoy has warned that, if the factions fail to reach a consensus, a new round of conflict could emerge. In the ruins of war, the people of Syria are redefining their destiny. They have hope, but also risk. If true unity and peace can be achieved, this war-torn land may one day experience a prosperous new chapter. However, if internal divisions or external interference persist, this turbulent history may never truly end. History gives us choices. The future is ours to create. This may very well be the answer Syria is writing today. Thank you for watching Black Bloc Hong Kong's Global Insight Network. Like, share, and subscribe for in-depth analyses on international politics and critical issues. Explore these videos next and join the conversation for a more insightful world.